Welcome back from that break. You're still watching New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. We'll now take a look at news in business. In business tonight, the World Intellectual Property Organization WIPO has challenged Ugandan innovators to protect their intellectual property rights in order to adequately benefit from their creativity. According to a senior WIPO program officer, P. Nyaleng, increased IP registration will lead to stimulation of investment in innovation and reduce commercial-scale intellectual property rights infringements. She said with the current steady economic growth in Africa and ongoing efforts to integrate the continent, it is now important for innovators to register their IP rights both locally and across borders. She said under the Patent Cooperation Treaty, Ugandan patents, trademarks, copyrights, industrial property, and designs would be more visible to multinationals and increase their competitiveness. The Patent Cooperation Treaty is an international patent protection treaty bringing together more than 145 countries, providing a unified procedure for filing patent applications to protect inventions in each of its contracting states. Speaking during a stakeholders workshop in Kampala recently, Nyaleng said the need to protect well-known intellectual rights is genuine to protect original works from counterfeiters and unscrupulous traders waiting to reap where they did not sow. Although Uganda is rated globally among the most innovative countries, statistics from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau indicate that most of this work is not protected by intellectual property rights. According to the Bureau, approximately 460,000 innovations currently have intellectual property rights, with only 17,000 of these owned by indigenous Ugandan products. The youth have been urged to take advantage of the government's agro-industrialization strategy by venturing into agriculture across the value chain to feed agro-processing factories. Speaking during the public debate on whether investment finance could be the missing solution to Uganda's rising youth unemployment problem, agriculture economist Wilberforce Kisamba Mugera said investing in agriculture projects will enable the youth create jobs for themselves and improve their livelihood. During the debate, experts said that while financing is key for production, it is not the leading challenge stopping the youth from pursuing agribusiness. Rather, they said, human resource development, skilling, and attitude change are key missing factors. Edward Katende, the Uganda Agribusiness Alliance Chief Executive Officer, said the agribusiness will provide an answer to Uganda's high unemployment rate. Statistics indicate that while over 400,000 youth enter the job market annually, the available opportunities are only estimated at about 9,000. Alluding to the agro-industrialization strategy, Katende said there's need to build human capital that can adequately provide support services to agribusiness sector. Additionally, Katende noted that besides Uganda's agro-industrialization strategy, there's a massive global food market which the World Bank estimates to reach $1 trillion by 2030, owing to rapid population growth, which he said the youth need to tap into. That was news in business. Now for our Pole of Africa series today, we look at Semliki National Park. Semliki National Park is located in Bwamba County, one of Bundibujo's remote counties in southwestern part of Uganda. This park harbors the hottest springs in the country, commonly referred to as Sempire Hot Springs. As the festive season nears, here is a place you need to visit and some of the things you need to check out at the national park.
Semliki National Park borders the Democratic Republic of Congo in the east, Rwenzori Mountains in the southeast, while Lake Albert gathers in its north. This location clearly shows that the park lies within the Albertine Rift in the western arm of the East African Rift Valley. Its green vegetation cover is said to receive rainfall throughout the year. The rainiest months are March and May, and also from September to December. Governed by the Uganda Wildlife Authority, Semiliki sits on 220 square kilometers. In here, you find Uganda's hottest hot springs known as Sempire Hot Springs, different animal species, birds, thick vegetation cover with quite a number of medicinal plants. There are also antelopes that contribute to the wildlife nature of Toro Semiliki Game Reserve. Buffaloes cannot be missed. These and more wild animals can be seen as you take part in the game reserves. Very notable here are the hottest hot springs in Uganda, the Sempire Hot Springs. These boil up to 100+ degrees Celsius. Different from the rest of the hot springs in Uganda, Sempire has a female and a male hot spring. Activities such as cooking food, educational and cultural practices are indulged in while here, so these you must not miss at all. More interesting at Semiliki are the nature walks through the forest, photography experiences especially at the hot springs, bird watching, and also the hide and seek games with a variety of monkeys. Now this is one of Africa's most ancient and biodiverse rainforests. It is reported that it was one of the few to survive the last ice age, that is between 12 and 18,000 years ago. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website, which is newvision.co.ug/Pearl of Africa. Our newspaper, the Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures, so grab your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories. I am Ruth Naseje.
Thank you, Ruth Naseje. Now for a special report today, in the run-up to World AIDS Day that is commemorated on 1st December, New Vision TV will be bringing you stories of the debilitating HIV/AIDS. This year's theme is Communities Make the Difference, in recognition of the essential role they play in response to the virus at the local, national and international levels. Now in a special report today, we look at the new anti-AIDS drug.
HIV/AIDS was first identified way back in 1982 in Rakai in Kasesero, but by then people associated the disease with witchcraft. But with the help of research, it was later discovered that it was HIV/AIDS, commonly known in Uganda as Sirimu, a conjecture from the English word slim describing the effect. In the early days, the virus sucked life out of the people who withered to nearly bare bones. With continued research worldwide, a number of remedies have been used to fight the virus, and today, the Ministry of Health is replacing the existing antiretroviral drug regimens with the new super anti-AIDS drug as advised by the World Health Organization, which is called dolutegravir. On January 16, 2014, the drug was approved by the European Commission for use throughout the European Union. In 2018, a triple combination therapy with dolutegravir replacing efavirenz was introduced in Uganda as a first-line drug to treat HIV. Elvis Basude Cheyune, a journalist with New Vision and the chairperson of the Journalists Living with HIV in East Africa, is an AIDS survivor since 2002. But first, he differentiates between HIV and AIDS.
In Uganda, you've heard people say, "Oyo mulwadde," meaning anybody with HIV is sick. The moment they establish you have HIV, they say, "Oyo mulwadde," which is wrong. HIV is a virus, just like any other virus, okay? And AIDS, when it comes to AIDS, that is now it has developed into multiple diseases. That's when you become sick. So the difference in a nutshell for a lay person, HIV is a virus that brings AIDS, which is a disease, if you don't adhere to treatment strictly.
In the past, any person who contracted HIV/AIDS was assured of death. But since the introduction of ARVs in Uganda, a number of people have managed to live positively with the virus.
Today, people are on ARVs, and the moment you adhere faithfully and strictly and religiously to ARVs, you can never have AIDS. And today science has proven that if you adhere to treatment very well, swallow your medicine very well, and your viral load is suppressed. You know what viral load is? Viral load is the amount of virus in your body. The moment it is suppressed and it becomes undetectable, you cannot infect another person if you sleep with him. That is how far science has gone.
Many developing countries, especially in Africa, were using efavirenz-based antiretroviral drugs as the prevention treatment option for HIV, but many switched to the new dolutegravir because it is a wonder super drug with many benefits.
That is actually a wonder drug, and it's a new drug that has been blessed by the Ministry of Health in Uganda. Ministry of Health started administering that drug in November last year. Okay, they want to phase out the old drug because this drug has been found to be a game changer. First of all, instead of having 2 or 3 pills, this is a single pill. Okay, if it's a single pill, it means that is what we call a pill burden. It eases what we call adherence. Anybody will find it pretty easy to adhere to treatment. Before, some people were fearing to swallow a number of drugs, meaning they were not adhering. Today, you swallow only one drug, one single pill, and then another advantage with this drug is that you don't necessarily have to fast eat like it happens with other drugs.
Apart from dolutegravir having a higher generic barrier with fewer side effects and greater power against dealing with the rising number of patients who are developing resistance to first-line drugs, it suppresses the viral load faster. It is also easier to swallow. Dolutegravir combines 3 ARV drugs into one pill that is swallowed once a day, being better tolerated by patients. The drug also came at a relatively low cost of $6.5, which is about 24,900 shillings per month, down from $6.9, which is about 26,500 shillings per month. With these advantages, DTG was the ideal drug, but does it come with side effects if someone uses it?
I started accessing it in March this year, and so far I've not had any side effects brought by the drug, although some people say it has some side effects. But I want to tell you there is no single drug which doesn't have any side effects.
Uganda is the latest and 3rd African country to benefit from this new generic drug after Kenya and Nigeria. To date, 88 low and middle income countries are transitioning to DTG-based HIV treatment regimens. Initially, women of reproductive age were being excluded from accessing DTG over fears of potential side effects on unborn babies. The study, which took place in Botswana in May 2018, showed that using DTG during early stages of pregnancy might be harmful to the fetus and may cause side effects such as malformation of the spinal cord. For this reason, the World Health Organization advised that women within reproductive age use the original efavirenz until further research could be carried out and the risk better assessed. However, at the 10th International AIDS Society Conference on HIV held on 21st June this year In Mexico, the World Health Organization recommended that HIV positive and pregnant women and those of childbearing potential can now use dolutegravir. Based on new evidence assessing benefits and risks, the World Health Organization recommends the use of the HIV drug dolutegravir as the preferred first-line and second-line treatment. It is safe for all populations, including pregnant women and those of childbearing potential, according to a World Health Organization statement. The fight against the epidemic has gained a lot of attention and effort in the past few years, especially following the 1990 Global Ambitious Treatment Target to end the AIDS epidemic. The goal is to ensure that by 2020, 90% of all people living with HIV will know their HIV status. 9% of all people with diagnosed HIV infection will receive sustained antiretroviral therapy, and 90% of all people receiving antiretroviral therapy will have viral suppression. According to UNAIDS, Uganda has managed to get to 76, 73, 69. The Ministry of Health has set a target of distributing dolutegravir to about 7,000 people affected by the epidemic by the end of this month.
So do you know your status and what are you doing about it? That was New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. I will leave you with a fact file.